Hey everyone, this is While Our Kids Are Sleeping podcast. I'm Drew.
I'm Erin.
Yeah, we just literally did this intro 4 times in a row. I kept messing up, so I feel like we finally got it.
I don't know what to do with my face.
I know. It's like, should we smile? Should we just stare at the camera? I don't know.
I don't know.
But this is us. We're just hanging out at the dinner table. The kids are hopefully asleep. We got them on the monitor, which we didn't point towards us, but you know what? We'll be fine.
It's fine. We'll hear them.
We'll hear them.
They'll be fine.
But this is episode 2. We're very excited. Thanks for everyone that watched episode 1. If you watched it, if you didn't watch it and this is the first one, go back and watch that one. I thought it was pretty good.
It was pretty good.
Kind of a cool intro to what we're doing.
I think we talked about a few different things.
Yeah.
So it was pretty
It went
cool.
much longer than I thought.
Yeah, I don't know. I was kind of expecting it to go long. You're a talker. I'm not usually a talker, but
That's true.
Seems like I'm talking. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, you know,
Anyways.
we're excited about doing this. This episode is going to be another slight introduction, and then we're just going to go from there. So it's not going to always be hey, this is Drew and Erin. This is our life.
Hopefully this is the last time we talk. Okay, it's not going to be the last time.
No.
Hopefully this is the last full-on episode that's really about us for a while at least.
Yeah. I mean, we have so many topics that we want to talk about, just random stuff, and maybe we don't have anything, and we sit down and we go, oh, by the way, did you see this? Did you see that? I don't know. Who knows?
Know.
But this episode, we wanted to kind of introduce our kids. Like we said in the previous episode, we have 3 boys, Captain, Lion, and Saint. And they are 5. Captain's 5, Lion's 3, and Saint is 1. Lion's almost 4.
He'll be 4 in November.
4 in November. Anyways.
Yeah.
But we want to kind of introduce them and kind of let y'all know who is sleeping while we are doing this. So,
Yeah.
But
Hopefully sleeping.
yeah.
They are. We checked.
Yeah.
It's all good.
We always check. We set this up, and then I was just like, okay, or you think we're in the clear? And
The only one that would probably wake up would be Saint. Lion and Captain, usually when they're down unless something loud or crazy wakes them up. But or unless I walk by and sneeze.
Yeah. Erin has something. I don't know what it is, but if she walks around the room, especially Saint, when he's asleep, it's like he can smell her. He can sense that she's there, and he wants to wake up, and he wants to hang out with mommy.
Yeah, but if it's Drew, or if it's anybody else, or if it's a loud noise downstairs, he won't wake up.
Nope.
But if I walk in
insane.
there and my foot hits the right spot in the floor and it makes a noise, like a little creak, he's up.
Yep.
Mommy.
Yep.
I'm like, no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, poor Erin. She doesn't really have any nights off. She's always hanging out with Saint. And, you know, it's all the boys. I think Captain was the best to kind of get, we did the whole, all right, where are you going to let him cry it out? He cried it out one night, and then the next night was a little bit, and then the next night he was perfectly.
I mean, I think he cried for 45 minutes the first night, and then the next night 15, and then the next night, he kind of just did it for 5 minutes to let us know that, hey, I'm not happy about this. I'm here. And then he went to sleep, and we've not had problems with him. Lion never cried it out because the kid would not stop crying. He was not the kind to.
Yeah.
You learn that each kid is different. They need different things. They do things differently. And Lion was not someone you could let cry it out. So that was a transition that we made for 2 years. He didn't fully sleep through the night by himself without waking up until right before Saint was born.
And he was our crazy one too. He actually didn't start sleeping well until we put him in the room with Captain in their room. Now we had a smaller house before this one, and so there was only 2 bedrooms. So they had one, we had one, and so we would, you know,
They shared,
put him.
yeah.
They shared it, and
they both had cribs for a while because they both were crib age, and
and he was so crazy. He would turn and just nail his head on the freaking crib.
Oh my gosh!
And we would be like, "Is he okay?
Does he have a concussion?"
Yeah. But he was still asleep, and he still does it today.
He
does it today.
He'll hit the wall.
He'll hit the wall. He'll just turn over and go back to sleep. But
he just moves a lot in his sleep, and
He might have got that from me.
Yeah, you do too. But when we moved Captain to a twin size bed, Lion started learning how to climb out of the crib. So he'd go down, and then at midnight, 1:00, he'd get up, get out of the crib, wouldn't even cry. He would just climb out of the crib, and all of a sudden, I've got somebody like staring at me. You have this like sense, even when you're asleep, that somebody's watching me. Something's not right. And you wake up and imagine being dead asleep and then opening your eyes and you have a child just staring at you. Yeah. That's what he would do. Yeah. It was strange.
He could care less about me.
It was me. Yeah.
It was like I said, they just love their mama. And so, but Captain did do something cool for a long time. So like he would wake up at like 6:30 and he would go in there and he would go whisper, "Hey, Dada." And then I'll be like, "What?" And then I would wake up and he would have my glasses because, I don't have contacts. I wear glasses 24/7. He had my glasses and then he would have whatever shoes I wear. I have a house shoe, if you want to call that. Anyways.
He did have sliders. Now he has Crocs, to my dismay. Yeah. But yes.
Team Croc over here. Anyways, she hates it. But he would walk over, hand me my glasses, put my shoes right where my feet would, step out, and then he'll be like, "Let's go play." And I would get up very slowly and go play with him. But
thank goodness, because Lion, like we said, would wake up at midnight, 1:00, and then he would let it go a little bit longer, and it would be like 3:00. And we eventually had to stop letting him even come in the bed. It had to be a "let's rock you, put you back down." But once we transitioned him from a crib to a
twin size bed.
Well, it wasn't twin. It was, we converted the crib into a
toddler bed. Yep.
He would I don't know if he felt like, oh, I'm cool, I'm like my brother now, so he wouldn't get out of it. But if he did get out of it, he would just get in bed with Captain. And
but he was one of those that would get into bed and sleep with you till noon if it worked out. Yeah. Very much like his mama in that sense.
We don't sleep till noon anymore. Wake up time is 6 a.m.
When people go, "Oh man, I woke up early," and then I find out early was like 8:30, I want to slap them. I literally want to slap them. I was like, I can't remember the last time I slept till 8:30.
No, they
even when I go out of town and I don't have youngins coming up to me, my body wakes up at 6:30, maybe 7. Sometimes if I'm that exhausted, but
I could sleep till 8, but they come in and they wake us up at 6 a.m. It's sometimes 6:30. If they didn't sleep well, maybe we get to 7, but it's usually 6:30.
Yeah.
And it's ready to go, like,
yeah, they're ready to rock and roll. But anywho, the number one question we always get about our boys is their names. Now I will say, so we have 3 boys, like I said. Captain and Lion are both redheads. They got it from other family down the line, grandparents, stuff like that. But they are the redheads, and I might have shown some pictures by now, so you've noticed that. But then Saint, he arrived with blonde hair and blue eyes, but I still it's more of like a blondish brown. But I still think I see red sometimes.
It does have a red tint to it, yes.
So, but
especially in certain lightings, it does have a red tint to it, but it's more of a brownish blonde color. I wouldn't call it necessarily blonde, and he's got blue eyes. He does have a little bit more of a tan complexion compared to the other 2. He's not tan, but compared to the other 2, he has a little bit of a darker complexion. Yeah. He doesn't get as red as fast.
Yeah. But anyway, so back to the names. So a lot of people ask how we got the names. Why did we name our children that? Little backstory for me. I always wanted my kids to have unique names. No offense to anyone that has a I don't want to say normal.
Commonly used name.
There you go. That's a great word. It's commonly used name. I mean, my name is Andrew.
My name is Erin. It's literally only
4.
I said 3. It's only 4 letters.
Is your name really Erin?
Well, if I tell you, I have to kill you.
Well, Erin is not really her name. It's her middle name. We'll We'll tell you what her first name is one day. Well, let's do this. Anyone in the comments that know Erin's first name, we will give you a shout out in the next episode.
And if you can tell me where that name came from,
you get a double
shout out of something.
We'll
maybe I'll send you like a coffee gift card or something.
Maybe, yeah.
Only if you can tell me my first name and where it came from.
And where it came from. Now, if you don't know where it came from, but you're the first one with the name, you'll still get a shout out. But if you sat back,
if you're a family member, you don't count.
Sorry, because y'all should know. But anyways, so we have some very common names, but I've always said I wanted unique names. When we were dating, I told Erin I really want some unique names.
He actually told me what he wanted his first son's name to be. And, you know, when you're dating, you're just like, yeah, sure, we'll do that.
Did I scare you when I did that, though?
You didn't. I mean, it didn't.
I was like, hey, we're getting coffee, but I want to let you know our first kid's name's going to be...
I, at this point, have not thought about... I mean, when I was little, I thought about my first kids' names. And then you grow up and realize, do I actually want kids?
No, I guess my question is like me saying our first kids while we were dating.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I kind of just let it roll right past me.
Didn't really scare you?
No, it's just
good.
Conversation.
Cool. Well, good. I'm glad I didn't scare you. Probably scared you in other ways. Anyways, but yeah, so I've always wanted unique names. I did tell Erin while we were dating, I wanted my first boy's name to have my name in it so that it can kind of move
you straight
forward.
up told me you wanted it Captain Andrew.
I wanted it Captain Andrew Eubanks. So then, like, when you say his full name, it's Captain Andrew Eubanks. And she was like, okay. So we got married. We got pregnant.
It was a boy.
And what's really funny, and a little quick story, because I can run my mouth all day about all this stuff, but Captain's name was supposed to be Milo. We were going to go Milo for the longest time. I went on a trip, and I did this with Lion's name also. But I would always kind of say, oh, Captain, how's Captain doing today? Talking to her.
He brainwashed me.
And basically, when I went on this trip, she literally texted me, said, you need to call me right now. And I'm like freaking out. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So I'm at Topgolf. I pull over, I call her, and she goes, you brainwashed me. I'm calling our baby boy Captain. And I was like, what? And she goes, well, we're not naming him Milo anymore. His name's going to be Captain. But you know what? It's not going to be Captain Andrew. But because you got to name him, I get to give him his middle name, which we'll tell you in a second. Mm-hmm. And so I was very excited. But yeah, Captain pretty much came from multiple things. I love Dead Poet Society, like I mentioned in the last episode. The Walt Whitman poem.
Oh, Captain, My Captain.
Oh, Captain, My Captain. Thought it was really awesome. We have a band / musician.
Artist, yeah.
This is weird. I'm trying not to hit the mic. His name is Right Away Great Captain.
It's Manchester Orchestra, Andy Hall, but he has a solo project, and it's called Right Away Great Captain.
And in his songs, and it's like more of a story. He refers to a person in it. Captain doesn't really give them a name, and I'm really itchy right now. I don't know why. Anyways, so I was like, man, that's so sick. I really would love to name one of my kids Captain, and then there was an athlete named Captain. So after I heard that, I was like, done. My first kid's going to be named Captain, and so went with that.
It wasn't that it was okay. I guess if you're hearing this name for the first time, maybe you can tell us, is it strange? Because for me, it felt strange to name a kid Captain, even though it was really cool. I never thought that it wasn't cool. I don't know if I was just trying to fight the, that he wanted it. I know that sounds so weird. But, when someone wants you to do something and they've been brainwashing you, you kind of want to fight against it. So I don't know if I was just fighting against it or what, because it was always cool.
Yeah.
But I was just like, is this really something I want to name my kid? And like I said, I was brainwashed, so it's fine. But now I can think of, even towards the end of my pregnancy, I was like, this kid is Captain. There's no way he's anything else.
Yeah, and you're right. It's like for us, it's like it's his name. Like that's a name. But I guess for some people, they're like, wow, you named your kid Captain. But
I do get I either get compliments on it. I've had many people say that is awesome, and I've had some people say, oh, Captain, cool. And then walk on. And that's how you know they're like,
they're judging us. They're judging us.
You did that to your son? I did. Yeah.
But what's really cool is I wanted my first son or my first kid or whatever, I wanted them to have a confident name, you know, and, you know, I wanted them to go, you know, my name's Captain and confident. I mean, he's going to get picked first regardless and everything because he's going to be captain.
He's going to be captain.
The captain. So, but yeah,
Precisely.
I mean, so that's briefly his
first name.
I can go way more into it because
do you want me to go into the middle name now, or do you want to wait till we
go
say
ahead.
it?
Go ahead.
So when we confirmed, okay, this is going to be Captain, I said I want the middle name. It's only fair. And I always wanted to, not always, because there was a time in my life I didn't think I wanted kids, and then I did want kids. It happened overnight. Don't ask me how that happened. But I wanted to incorporate Lord of the Rings because I love Lord of the Rings. How can I do this and it sound cool? So at first, because the name Rowan was another option for a kid that we thought of that we really liked. It can kind of boy or girl, could go either way, but it's now become a more common name, and we didn't really want to, like we said, didn't want to have a common name. So we kind of nixed it, and then I thought, well, what if we used it as a middle name, but we spelled it as Rohan? If you know anything about Lord of the Rings, you know what Rohan is. And then that became his middle name. It was supposed to be Captain Rowan, but spelled like Rohan. And then we said no.
I think it was like just 2 or 3 weeks after he was born. I think we're getting his birth certificate.
Yes,
and I was just like, you know what?
It's Captain Rohan.
It's Rohan. So,
and even now, when he's in trouble or if he's done something silly, we're like Captain Rohan.
Yeah. And
it glides off the tongue now. Yeah. It's not even. There's no hesitation.
Yeah.
It's there.
Captain Rohan is his name, and we love it. I love that he's our sweet little boy.
If you don't know what Rohan is, please look it up. Yeah. It hurts my soul that you don't.
Yeah, Erin will. I don't know. When it comes to Lord of the Rings, if people don't know anything about Lord of the Rings, she doesn't realize that not everyone is very passionate about Lord of the Rings like she is.
I realize it, but some people don't even know. And to me, I feel like this is something everybody should know. Like you know that the flag is red, white, and blue. You should know that Rohan is a place
in Lord of the Rings.
In Middle Earth.
Well, you know what I meant.
Dear God.
Anyways, moving on before she gets really upset with me because I just said that. If you want to get her really upset, just tell her that Aragorn was a player. I said that Aragorn was a player because he had 2 shorties that wanted him, and he was playing both of them, ended up with one. Anyways, she gets really frustrated.
He really wasn't playing anybody.
Yeah. Anyways, we got to move on because that could be, I'm telling you, Lord of the Rings could be an episode all by itself.
It could probably be a series of episodes, but we're not going to go there. Okay, next. No. The next kid is Lion.
So Lion, yes. So Lion, real quick, we're going to go through these names because I think we've been chatting for a while. Lion was very unique. It was very similar. We didn't have another name, but
we did. I mean, we threw a few around. We said Espen, which is kind of a spin of Aspen, but it had a meaning behind it, and I don't honestly remember it. But we threw around a few names, and we even thought about the name that we have for a girl that we're not going to share, just in case we have a girl, so that we could surprise everybody and say this is her name. It was a gender neutral name. At one point it was mostly a boy's name, but it became more of a gender neutral name.
It
so
was
we
almost
threw that
his
around.
name, and I just kept saying I just don't feel like it didn't feel right.
It didn't feel right because we had planned it for a girl, so it felt wrong to try and play with it. And we actually, I don't know if you remember this, but we actually talked about using his middle name as his first name, and then we talked about Saint's middle name as using it as possible a first name for Lion as well. Right. So we had a few that we threw around, but Lion, I felt like, again, he brainwashed me from the get-go. He heard this name, but before I think I was even pregnant with Lion, he had heard this name, and he said, "This is a really cool name, Erin, don't you think?" Wink, wink. And I'm like, "Yeah, sure. That sounds like a cool name." And I really was a cool name, but again,
you were pretty harsh. You're just like, "No, you're not doing this again."
I was.
Even though
it was unfair. The name. It was unfair.
Even though you liked the name, you're like, no, you're not going to do this again. You're not going to name our second kid. You're not going to do it.
At this point, I didn't think I was going to get a say in any kids' names.
Well, we'll get to that.
Anyway,
so Lion, I've always wanted a biblical name. I always liked, I was like, but I didn't want to do those common names like we said, Andrew, Luke, John, Matthew. And again, those names are all awesome names, and they have great meanings behind them.
I don't even know how we came to the conclusion. It wasn't far into the pregnancy. I really didn't fight you online, I feel like. I mean, okay, I did. I fought you on it, but I never had a name that I fought you with.
Yeah, that's very true. I mean, but you did say you're not doing this again.
I
did. But anyways, Lion was a name that I saw while I was in college. I was in a history class, and I'm not sure why, but we were talking about presidents and their families and their parents and where they came from. And one of the presidents' dad's name was Lion, spelled Lyon, and I was like, oh, that's so sick. I was like, done. And so Lion is actually spelled, our lion is Lion, like the animal. And I just loved it because it had that biblical background kind of thing. Like C.S. Lewis was somebody I really liked growing up, reading the books. I was actually listening to the books, but yeah, so I loved it. And I told Erin about it, and I kind of just stuck with it and just kept calling him Lion. And now he's a lion. And when he gets upset, he goes like this, like he's throwing his claws up, and we had to say, put your claws away.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it's one of those things you want to correct them, but it's kind of cool.
It's so funny.
It's so funny. He's just like,
yeah.
And I'm like,
yeah. But
dude.
Yeah, so.
But his middle name is Shire. So again, we kept with the Lord of the Rings theme. This one was actually, I like Shire. Again, Rohan is a little more on the unique side, but I feel like Shire could easily have been used as a first name.
Yeah.
But it rolls off the tongue again, Lionshire.
Lionshire, it rolls right off the tongue.
It does.
And so, yeah, Captain Rohan, Lionshire.
And if you don't know what the Shire is, come on, guys.
Here we go again.
Come on.
Okay, let's move on. Saint. I
got one.
Erin finally got one. We had a couple names. One we might still use, so we're not going to reveal it. I think I came up with that one. Did I?
I don't know. I think it was
can't
more
remember,
of,
to
I
be
don't
honest
either.
with you. Anyways.
We kind of were just going back and forth,
yeah,
saying different things, and I don't remember who said it, but I think you did. I really do think you said Night.
Yeah.
There it goes.
There it goes. Some people already knew.
Who cares?
Anyways.
It doesn't matter. We thought about Night as a name. Night Éomer. And Éomer, again, is the Lord of the Rings. He's a character in Lord of the Rings.
And Night, Knight,
yeah.
like the night, not like night at night.
Yeah.
And so.
Again, we wanted something that wasn't common, because now we have Captain and Lion, so we obviously can't have like a
Philip
running around, or a Henry, or a Frederick. Like, come on now.
Henry. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah.
Anyway, so Night Éomer, or I actually was reading a book before I got pregnant with Saint, and one of the lead characters' name was Saint. And the more I read the book, the more I liked the name. And I said it to Andrew. I said, this is a really cool name. And we got pregnant with Saint. And we both kind of decided we liked that name better than Night. We did. We still kind of waited. We waited
all the way to the day he was born. And I remember you looked at me and you said, if he has black hair, because see, my dad has black hair, so there might be a chance of having black hair. But we were like, it could be red, or it could be blonde, it could be brown, whatever. But if he was going to have black hair, he was going to be named Night. There's just no way around it. He was going to do
That's
that.
just how we pictured a kid named Night.
But he came out with blonde hair, and I remember right after he arrived, you said, well, what do you think? What name? And I was like, I just think he's Saint.
And we kind of said that throughout the entire time I was pregnant, that we really feel
Saint
that he's Saint.
Yeah.
And his middle name was actually a little harder to come up with. We really had to think about it because
the first two are locations.
They
Rohan, and then Shire. And then
we threw around a few other locations, but nothing really felt right. Nothing really clicked with Saint. And so he has said this. I really am a fan of Aragorn. When I was a little girl, he was my crush. Everyone thought Justin Bieber was the crap, and I had a poster of Aragorn on my wall. So that's, it is what it is. But his ranger name, Aragorn was his formal name. His name as a ranger was Strider. So we thought it was really cool. So Saint Strider is his name.
Saint Strider. And it's really cool because all of our Lord of the Rings friends, whenever we posted his name, they're like, wow, y'all are really sticking to this Lord of the Rings middle name. So
especially with boys we are.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know about the girl, but hopefully if we have more boys, it will be a Lord of the Rings middle name. If we don't have more boys and we have a girl, then we'll move on from there. But
whatever happens is kind of where we're at now.
Is what it is.
Yeah.
And another cool little snippet, the Braves have a pitcher named Spencer Strider.
I told her no Braves talk on this episode. And
he can throw 101 mile per hour fastball.
Well, John Rahm can hit a 300-yard drive. Anyways, John,
doesn't matter.
John, I know you're watching. I had to throw it in there. I know you don't want to talk about it, but you're phenomenal. Anyways,
it doesn't matter. It was just saying, I didn't think Strider was something anybody used, but it's his last name, so it's not, it's not like he chose it.
Right. So those are our boys' names, and we kind of went a little crazy on that. And I said, let's make it quick, but we didn't. But we're very passionate about their names. Yeah. Just want them to go confidently
into
life, and maybe their name will help them a step or two ahead.
Yep, hopefully that would be the game plan for sure.
Yeah, but yeah, so cool stuff about the boys. Captain is, like I said, 5. He's a massive fan of currently right now of Power Rangers. And
Dino Fury Power Rangers. We have to be very specific. He does also like Mini Force. And he's very specific about these things.
But his go-to, his good old friend that he's had since probably his one is his Buzz Lightyear.
He's actually been through 4 different Buzz Lightyear toys. Yes. But we're not going to get into that.
But the 4th one we got where it's not so much like the wings don't jump out.
Yeah.
They're kind of like, it's actually a good standing, holding Buzz Lightyear. But it's really cool. We wrote Captain under his foot.
Did we do that?
Yes, we did.
Okay, you did
I
that.
did that. And so it's kind of cool. But he's a pretty cool guy. Lion is a lot like his mom. Very much
he's very shy, very introverted. He is sweet though
very sweet. When he's sweet, he is the sweetest thing in the world. So
but he is very much wants to be by himself. He likes his alone time. He does not like attention. If he does something and you try to celebrate, he doesn't want any of that. He does not like strangers. He completely grasps stranger danger. Captain does not.
Captain will literally probably jump in the car.
Yep.
So
you have to Power Rangers. I'm not going to give people tips on how to kidnap our kids.
Yeah, well, let's not do that. But we don't have to worry about that because Lion has a massive amount of swords.
He hasn't
I'm pretty sure
it's an entire artillery.
Yeah. Now they are foam stores. They are foam swords.
He has 3 that are not foam swords. They are
you
actual.
Have to put up very often.
They are dangerous. They are plastic-ish.
Yeah.
And they hurt.
Yeah. So
they also cause holes in walls.
Yeah.
By people who aren't kids. Sometimes adults sword fight.
Yeah.
With kids.
Yeah. Anyways, we're gonna move on because I still have to fix that hole in the wall. Anyways, Dad, if you're watching, I might need your help. Anyways, he loves his swords. Like you said, he very much likes his lion time. He'll wake up and get everybody all riled up, and then he'll go back in his room and just lay in his bed and just hang out. So
yeah, he will.
But Saint, he's a character. Very attached to Erin right now.
He is.
Erin and Gina.
Our babysitter Gina. He is all about Gina.
Mm-hmm.
Loves her.
Yeah. So, but he's still, he's I hate to say he's more advanced. He's just at this age trying to catch up to his two older brothers. He is doing things that the other two did not do.
He has a very big vocabulary for his age and being a boy, but Saint is just taking everything by the reins. He started walking at 10 months old. He was crawling at
easily
6 months old.
6 months.
Had to be 6 months old.
Yeah.
He was just going.
But yeah, so I mean, there's a little bit about them. Captain, you can explain this better. I'll just let you do it. But Captain is our awesome little dude.
Yeah, he's actually on the autism spectrum. He's very, very low on the autism spectrum. Most people don't even realize he is on the spectrum because he is very social, and he always has been very social. But he's always had a little bit of a speech delay, and he had a little bit of a what's the word I'm looking for?
Stem?
Stems. Stems is what
I
we
call it happy hands. Like he'll get really excited and he doesn't know how to handle the excitement, so he'll just do happy hands.
It's like a nervous system overload of emotions.
Yeah,
and
doesn't know how to control.
He doesn't know how to control it. So it's like if you know anything about kids who have autism, it's like happy hands. His face, he does it with his face. It's very much a nervous system overload of just too much.
And the thing is a lot of times it's only when he's extremely happy. Extremely happy. When he's sad, he is a little more emotional.
He's doing really good though. He's talking. He's talking his sentences. He's always had a little bit of jargon thrown in there, which he's doing a lot less of now. He's just picking stuff up really fast, moving on about his life, and nothing's holding him back.
He's killing it. I mean, he's doing phenomenal. Very proud of him. But yeah, so those are our boys. They're wild and they're crazy. We have 3 of them. Erin's definitely enjoying being a boy mom.
Oh yeah, they're fun.
She gets to hang out with them definitely throughout the day. I know Thursdays and Fridays are just packed full of just dudes days, and so
I work, like we said before, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, so we have a sitter that's with them most of the day, and I get home around 4 and I'm with them for the rest of the day. But Thursdays and Fridays and Saturdays, if we don't have a wedding, are just us and the boys, or me and the boys. Thursdays are always long because it's really just me and the boys. Yeah. And Sundays are really just me and the boys half the day, and then when you get home from work, it's hang out time. So we try to explain to them that Sundays are rest days. You know, we take naps, we watch golf, we watch baseball, we just chill. They don't understand that.
No, they don't know the word chill. Especially now that Saint can move around like a crazy person. He doesn't sit down.
He's a maniac. Yeah. He doesn't. He climbs on everything.
But yeah.
He's opening cabinets. Yeah. Hiding in the pantry. Yeah. It's,
Yeah. Well. But I thought for our favorite 5, this week's favorite 5 would be something that's kind of connected to that. We almost did like what's our favorite movies that the boys watch,
like,
but we didn't want to do movies back to back. We probably won't ever do that favorite 5 just because we're moving on anyways, unless we have a topic that's about kids movies, which I don't know.
I don't know. You never know. Don't count anything out.
So what I thought would be kind of cool is, what is the beverage drink that helps us get through the day, either work day or whatever, but basically what gets us through the day with the boys. I'm gonna let you go first this time because I went first last time. But yes, so basically these are the top drinks that help us just get through it, give us that caffeine boost or that chill or whatever. So you go ahead.
I think we're just going to say water in general. Everybody drinks water every day, hopefully. And when you are active whatsoever, make sure you drink water. So nobody should live without water. Favorite 5. Ginger ale. I like ginger ale. Don't know why. It's pretty cool.
Is that like your number 5?
It's my number 5.
Oh, okay.
I'd give it my, well, you know what? I'm going to make Coke my number 5 because Coke is absolutely terrible for you, and I very rarely drink it anymore.
You used to drink it all the time.
I used to drink it all the time, but when I stopped drinking it, I realized how terrible it made me feel. But now I really only drink it if I have a migraine or I have a headache.
Yeah.
So it does help with that, probably because it's got some kind of form of cocaine in it. I'm just kidding.
Coke.
Who cares? Anyways, so that would be on number 5. Number 4, I would say, is ginger ale because I do drink that more frequently. Number 3,
which is so funny because ginger ale technically doesn't have caffeine.
Has no caffeine in it, but it gives me a little pep in my step.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's that carbonation.
It's that ginger.
Or the ginger, yeah. Ginger is actually really good for you. And then sweet tea is my number 3. I love sweet tea. You love sweet tea. The boys love sweet tea.
Yeah.
If I get a cup of sweet tea, I bet you
There's
Lion
no
is
doubt.
stealing it from me.
Yep, there's no doubt. Erin will pour a cup of sweet tea, start drinking it, and then she'll go back and she's like, "Where's my daggum tea?" And then Lion is sitting in a corner giggling while he has his hand in the tea and then drinks it like that. Like, he doesn't drink it like that. He'll put his hand in it and go.
He drinks it like a normal human being too.
But majority of the time.
But majority of the time, when he's stealing it from me, he does
Yeah.
it that way just to be funny.
But
anyway, so
number 2.
My number 2 is actually crushed ice. I know it's super strange, but it's like a tick you have that you just need to chew on some ice. So I eat a lot of crushed ice. I know it's not a beverage, but
I mean, it's water.
It's frozen water. Yeah,
Frozen water.
It's totally fine.
Yeah.
My number 1 is a very specific drink from Starbucks.
Yep.
We're all about supporting local businesses, but here's the thing.
She definitely supports Starbucks in North Augusta.
Our local Starbucks, North Augusta on Knox Avenue. I support you. But
okay, pause. It's so bad that she supports them. Is that if she's like, "Hey, do you mind grabbing me a coffee on the way home?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, I can grab you a coffee." I'll start doing the order, and they're like, "Hey, is this for Erin?" And I'm like, "Yes." And they say, "Oh, hey, does she want the pumpkin bread too?" And I'm like, "Yes." And then she'll go, and then she'll say, "Well, do you want your drink today?" And I'll be like, "Sure." But they know her by name.
I've cultivated a relationship with these people.
Yeah.
We respect each other. They make my drink. I'm really nice to them.
Yeah. But go ahead.
Anyways,
say what the drink is.
My drink is a venti iced latte with coconut milk and 3 scoops of vanilla bean powder. Sometimes it's upside down. Sometimes it's not.
She's one of those people. Yep.
I don't care if it's upside down. I don't care if you shake it. I don't care. As long as all my ingredients are correct and it tastes right. And specifically coconut milk because I don't drink dairy. That's my big issue with any other coffee shop locally is one, I need a drive-through because I have kids. Life is busy. Drive-thrus are almost imperative. And then I like coconut milk. I've tried oat milk. I've tried almond milk. They're fine. I deal with them. It's whatever. But coconut milk, there's just something else about coconut milk in my coffee. And the vanilla bean powder. Vanilla bean powder is much different than vanilla syrup. It's like having natural vanilla bean in your drink. It's a whole thing. So this is why I specifically go to Starbucks. And the pumpkin bread, because their pumpkin bread is dairy-free. There is no dairy in it. Those are my 2 reasons I go to Starbucks, for the pumpkin bread and that drink.
Yeah, I mean, it's legit. I mean, Anyways.
Most places don't have dairy-free products as food that you can get to go. It's not.
That's very true.
It's not super common, or they're local and they don't have a menu I can look at to say, oh, does this have dairy in it or not? So I know I can trust it. The boys love the pumpkin bread. I'll bring them some pumpkin bread sometimes because they can't have dairy.
Well, cool. So top 5, you said Coke, ginger ale, sweet tea, crushed ice / water. Let's just be honest with you. And then your specialty drink from Starbucks.
My specialty drink from Starbucks.
She gets it pretty much every single day. So please pray for our bank account. Yeah. let's just say we don't have to worry about getting stars. She gets a lot of them.
I get a lot of stars, and then I feel like I have to hold on to them, like I hoard them.
Yeah, she never uses them. And then I'm like, I'll check the app and be like, well, I'm using them today.
And then I go back the next day and I don't have any stars, and I feel like my whole life is empty. I don't understand why he does these things to me. But if you've ever read anything like about dragons who hoard gold, I hoard stars, and I don't know why. But I feel weird.
Let me guess. The dragons who hoard gold. Was that a Lord of the Rings reference?
It's a Hobbit reference.
Oh, gosh. Okay. Well, anyways. So my top 5, our favorite 5, apologies. It's a little...
Respect.
It's a little different. There's like one definitely the same. Probably in the same spot too. And then... Anyways, we'll move on. So, my number 5, I will say I do this every morning, and I don't know if you realize I do this every morning, but I'll get the boys ready. We'll come down, and sometimes Captain joins me, but I will down a apple juice box like in 2 seconds.
That's why I continue to buy them.
Yeah. So, like, I'll come down. It's like my morning, every morning to get me going. It's like that apple juice just kicks.
That's a good one. I should have had that as my 5 and not Coke, because I drink apple juice more than I do Coke now.
That's true. It could be your honorable mention.
Honorable mention.
Anyways. So, yeah, I down like a little. Now, it's like a little small one. Like, it's not like, me getting a cup of apple juice. It's like actual kids, like
it's a kid's
lunchbox apple juice.
Yeah.
And so that's my number 5. Number 4 is kind of similar to your Coke thing. I don't drink it as often, but sometimes when I just really want a sugar rush, I'll drink Mountain Dew, and it tastes so good. If you haven't drank it in a couple months, and then all of a sudden you grab one, it's just so good. It's so good, but it's so terrible for you.
So terrible for you.
And the thing is, I used to not care that it was terrible for me. I literally just drank it anyways.
Once you've lived the life of eating and drinking things that aren't terrible for you, and you feel really good,
yes,
you realize how bad those things make you feel.
When I drink a Mountain Dew or 2 the next day or that afternoon, I already feel drowsy.
He doesn't sleep at night.
I don't sleep well, so very rare. Yeah. But so Mountain Dew number 4.
3.
Number 3 is sweet tea.
Okay.
I like sweet tea. Yeah. Very similar. We actually didn't drink a lot of sweet tea all the way up until the last year.
Yeah.
We started getting sweet tea and drinking it. And
we really replaced it with our sodas.
It's very true. Which sugar...
The sugar, yes, but all
caffeine,
the other additives that are in your sodas. It's a good replacement.
It's a great replacement. Yeah. So... number 2, it's really funny. I've recently just gone to drinking a lot of water and a lot of coffee, besides my apple juice box in the morning. But I kind of come back to this drink, and it's something that's like a massive go-to if I'm having a really like just sleepy day, or I need to edit all night, is a sugar-free Red Bull. So that's my number 2. But my number 1, I would say, is also Starbucks. I do enjoy supporting local coffee shops, so I'm not as much of a coffee snob as Erin.
It's not a
and needing
snob.
The exact same thing, but it really isn't, because you have to have a certain drink.
It's a dietary issue, really.
But because I love oat milk, I can get anything oat milk. I like brown sugar oat milk lattes, whatever. But my number 1 right now is the nitro cold brew.
Say the whole thing.
Vanilla sweet cream nitro cold brew
with
extra sweet cream.
Yeah. So
I like my sweet cream.
He does.
And I will give a shout out to whoever it is at the North Augusta. Anytime there's just one person that makes it just seriously spot on perfect. The rest of them try. And so sometimes I have to come home and I have to add my own sweet cream. I get Cold Stone's sweet cream.
Yeah, I think it's creamer. Like International Delight brand or something. I don't know.
So I'll put a little dash just to help them out. Still
it's funny because the one over here on Edgefield Road that's actually closer to our house now that we live here, they put too much sweet cream.
Yes.
It's basically...
they just need to get their act together.
I don't know what's going on with them, But I do know what you're talking about. Yeah. I can always tell whenever I'm going to leave.
Is it Heather?
Heather or Bessie, one of them make it perfectly for you.
Yeah.
I want to say Bessie does for sure. I think Heather does normally too, but I
think
don't
it's
know.
a manager. I don't know. I don't care.
It doesn't matter, but I always know when it's not because I look at it and I'm like, he's going to add more, but I'm never going to complain because I love them. They love me. I'm not going to complain unless my milk is wrong.
Yeah.
So
if you're watching, which we know you are, thank you.
You've always got our backs.
Always got our backs with the coffee. So yeah, that's our favorite 5. A little bit of a different episode, kind of literally to start off the podcast, but we wanted y'all to know more about our little ones and the ones that please be still asleep, which they should be.
I don't hear anything.
Captain and Liner are phenomenal sleepers.
It's only 9:46.
Yeah, they are phenomenal sleepers. Saint usually wakes up and wants to hang out with Mom for a few minutes around 10. Hasn't done that much lately.
He's pushed it to 11 recently.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll eventually get there, guys.
We'll see.
As long as I'll sleep through the night, if he wants to share the bed with me, it's fine.
Yeah. But yeah, so this is episode 2. Thanks for watching / listening. Definitely subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram. Hang out with us on Facebook. Yeah, we'll probably
hopefully we get better at this. I realized after watching the first episode that I had a nervous habit of saying like all the time, so I have consciously tried to not say that much.
Yeah.
In a transition, in a thought transition. So it's annoying. I annoy myself. So
well, no, you did great. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah.
She's wearing her hat backwards. I think because she was super cool.
I wear this hat almost every single day the correct way, but when I tried to put it on, it cast a shadow over my face, so I just turned it backwards.
Yeah, I said either you don't wear it or you wear it backwards, and she's like, "Oh, I'm wearing it." So
I'm wearing it, yeah.
It's a Braves hat, if you want to know.
It's my everyday hat. When I go through Starbucks and I'm not wearing my hat, they said, "Oh my God, Erin, I had to look twice to make sure it was you because you didn't have your hat on."
Yeah, your hair looks so good. Why are you always covering it up? Anyways, thanks everyone for watching. Again, below, maybe, probably not, I don't know. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Something I forgot to do last time: Spotify or Apple.
Oh, okay.
iTunes. I'm not sure what will be on right away, but subscribe.
Who knows?
I mean, is this cool? Are we doing a good job? I don't know. I think, honest truth, we don't care, and we're going to keep doing it because we just enjoy it.
It's fun.
But I will promise you the future episodes will be more chilled, laid-back topics, stuff that we talk about all the time. But we just thought it would be kind of neat to introduce you to kind of our boys. Probably showed some pictures throughout this, kind of show their characters. But yeah, thanks for watching, listening, whatever you did. We'll be back next week with
some new topic that's hopefully super cool and not super lame.
Yeah. So yeah, again, thanks for watching and listening to While Our Kids Are Sleeping podcast. We'll see you next week.
See you next week.